you guys, welcome back to today's video. So I am going to be doing like a weekly vlog for you guys. Every day is different here and it's a little bit crazy. So I am just going to document my day to day, the next few days, and just give you guys a little sneak peek into what a week looks like with me. So I just got into the office. I have my coffee and I'm at my computer. We've got Stu and Piper here. We're gonna be doing a few installs today and then working on some back office stuff. Stu's excited. Woo! So let's get going. All right, first things first, Jessi McCartney radio. Okay guys, so to start today off, we are just styling my sister's hair. She recently went dark and then wanted to go back light, which no surprises there. And we are just styling her for the first time since we actually did it. And I will show you guys some close-ups of her color after this because it is seriously so beautiful. It's like the perfect brown for fall. So we're doing a mix of the Jagger and the J-Wave to give her that like beachy, like lived-in wave, and it's gonna be beautiful. Okay, so I have half of her head done right here. So what I'm gonna do is a texture spray first. So this is Sexy Hair. This is their Artistry Pro line, and this is a dry texture spray. I'm obsessed with texture sprays. I've never used this one before, but they sent me a bunch of stuff, so I'm excited to try them out. So before I like brush through her hair or do anything, I'm gonna spray this. So first I do like a mist all over the surface, and then I lift it up and do the same thing. And that's just gonna give it a little bit of grit and hold. Yeah. And then I'm gonna take my fingers and just kind of run through everything. You wanna do this before you brush it out, because if you brush it out, it may just look like brushed out curls, and I really want this to be like beachy and textured. Okay, so I'm gonna just let that sit for a minute, and then I'm gonna do hairspray and like back combing and fine tuning when I'm done with the other side.
Yeah! You're like a grease lightning babe.
A grease lightning babe.
What are they called?
A pink chick. What are they called? What are they? On Grease?
Yeah. Does anyone know?
A pink lady, right? Something like that. A pink lady. I'm like, a pink chick? What is it?
$5 to whoever guesses.
A pink lady. Kira's like, great. That sounds exactly like me.
Are you excited, Jess?
I am.
Alright. So this is our cute little Sierra. She is our manager's assistant, and she hasn't had her hair colored in 2 years. So this is from 2 years ago, and then this is all virgin up top. So it is gonna look like a dream, in a jiffy, in a snap. So what we're gonna be doing, we always say like people who have like a lot of virgin hair, like kind of like unicorns. So this is gonna be really exciting, pretty easy for the most part. We're gonna like brighten up her ends, brighten it all up. She doesn't really know what we're doing. Me and Jess are kind of just doing our own thing. So if you wanna find out what we do to Sierra at the same time she does, stay tuned. All right, so here is her all foiled up. Alright, so here's her all foiled up. I wanted to show you guys before we tease out the ends because we went through and left a good amount of hair in between each section compared to what we normally do. So we baby lighted all this and we're going to go through and tease out her ends. And now... Hi! Are you going to update them on anything?
Yes, I am. So we are doing teasy lights on this client, and at the bowl we're going to darken her base just a little bit to give her some depth. I'm probably gonna go like 1 to 2 levels darker than her natural, so it'll be darker, but it will blend and fade out really nicely with her natural. So me and Megan are doing teasy lights in the interior of the hair, and then towards the front I did a bang box of baby lights. So we're gonna let her process for a little bit, and then we're gonna go to the bowl and tone, and then we're gonna be adding some tape-in extensions on her as well. All right guys, so we are doing a fun little experiment. You okay? Just dropping things over there. Okay guys, so we are doing a fun little experiment over here. So we did her highlight and we did OxyPure Goldwell Lightener with 30 volume, and then we are doing dropouts for like teasy lights, and we mixed up Redken Flash Lift with 30.5 volume. So essentially we have 2 different lighteners here, and we just want to compare them side by side how they lift, because you always know like what lightener is your favorite and like how they lift in comparison to each other, but we thought it would be really cool to do it side by side so we can actually see and get an idea. So we are doing that right now. she's all foiled up, and then we're gonna be teasing out the rest of these ends and then letting her process before we add extensions. All right, guys, so we just put a root melt on. We've been letting that sit for a little bit, and then we're gonna go in and touch the money pieces, and then we're gonna tone the ends. All right, you guys, we just finished Sierra's color. So perfect. And now we're doing cozy wefts. So we just did our fine hair method, cozy stitching, and we did 3 different colors on her. We did Mary Kate, Jordan, and Desmond, and we are so excited to see how it looks. Okay guys, we just finished Sierra's hair. She looks incredible. Are you ready to see it?
Yeah.
Make sure the camera's focused. This always happens to me. Okay, you ready?
Oh my gosh.
You are literally a new woman.
I don't even recognize myself. Holy crap.
Right?
Oh.
You've never had hair this long.
Never.
Oh my gosh.
Or
It's
this
perfect.
blonde, actually.
Really?
Well, okay, I've been short and like bright blonde, but never like, I love this.
It's so pretty, isn't it? All right, guys, things got a little crazy the other day. So we finished all those clients. I inserted the before and afters so you saw it. And then I ended up not vlogging the rest of the day because my husband's best friend's mom died that day, and it was just a really awful, sad day. So it's a few days later, and I just figured I would pick up and continue this vlog from where we left off. So it is currently Wednesday, and this is one of my days where Jagger is with a nanny and we just get a lot of like office stuff done. So we're going to be doing some work stuff today, some podcast stuff, and me and my mom are also doing each other's hair, and it's one of those days where it's a little crazy. So I'm going to be putting on my own shadow root, and then she's going to come in and I'm going to put on her color. So I thought I would document this for you guys because we'll see how it goes. This shouldn't be too hard, but you never know because it's always easier to have someone else do your hair. But something like a shadow root or a toner, I feel like all of us stylists just end up doing ourselves at one point or another. What I am doing first is I am going to be wetting my hair down so it's more damp, and that way the color's gonna go on a little smoother and it won't be a harsh line. So I'm just kind of going in and spraying my root area. And I probably am just gonna do my crown because really that's all that shows. And then I also am gonna be putting extensions in. So I don't really need to worry about everything else. So I'm just gonna wet this down. And then I am gonna put Olaplex on my mids to ends to create a barrier so that nothing touches those blonde ends. You guys, the last time I colored my hair was before my wedding, so it's been about a month. And I'm just gonna let it grow in, I think. I know I say that a lot. I'm like, I'm not gonna bleach my hair or change it, but I'm really gonna try to just embrace it because my hair is like a good blonde shade right now. And I feel like if I get bored, I could just put like different blonde shades in and it would still blend. So I'm just gonna do a root shadow and kind of just like let it grow out because my natural's like a 7-8. I'm pretty light. And so if I just shadow it a little bit, it can grow in pretty nicely. So I'm gonna try to do that, at least for the remainder of the year. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I'm gonna be using Goldwell Colorants 7N, 7NA. If I was using any other color line, I probably would only do 7N because I don't really need the NA. My hair doesn't really have any warmth in it. It's pretty blonde, and like I said, my roots are light, but I do feel like Goldwell Colorants goes a little bit warm. Their ends are just on the warmer side, so I did just like a teeny bit of NA in there to help counteract that, but it's honestly gonna look like a 7N. And then I'm gonna take this off because I do not wanna ruin this shirt, so sorry for the immodesty. I should probably put a cape on. Okay, so I have a mirror in front of me and I have you guys right here, so hopefully you'll be able to see what I do. So to start, I'm gonna part my bang area away so that I don't get it too close because I obviously wanna have like a money piece or a brighter section in front of my face. So I'm just going to apply it like I would a root shadow at the bowl. And you guys can kind of see my roots coming in right here. It's really not that noticeable, but I did start to notice it. So this is really just gonna help them blend in a little more so it doesn't look like a harsh regrowth. It's gonna look like a shadow root that I intended to do. And I'm just lightly feathering that on. And I'm following a shape that I would do on a client where I go a little higher in the front and lower in the back. There was literally a point like a week or two ago where I was like, do I go red? Because I always wanted to try it, but I don't think, guys, I don't think I can do it. I'll probably do it at some point, but I really think my husband would kill me if I did it right now. He's like, don't go red. I feel like men are always scared of red. Okay, so that's really the whole section I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna take my comb and gently comb through it. And you can see I'm not like taking the comb all the way down to the ends. I'm just blending through where the color is. And another reason I use Goldwell on my hair, and the reason I use Goldwell on my hair for the root shadow is because my hair is so light naturally that it literally doesn't even take shades. It kind of is like gray hair because it's like pretty close to having no pigment since it's like a level 8. That honestly, like anytime I put shades on, it just doesn't take. It's the weirdest thing ever. So Goldwell just tends to hold on to my hair a little better because it's that cream consistency and I feel like it has a little bit of a better coverage. My ends will take shades because they've been lifted and everything, but my root just won't do it. So I always have to do like Goldwell or something like that. Obviously I try to avoid permanent color, but it's crazy that my hair does that, and my sister's hair does it too. It's so weird. Another reason I'm doing a shadow root is, do you guys see these lovely baby hairs that have come in from having my baby? And I don't want to bleach those, but they're coming in like my natural color. And so I feel like doing a shadow root will also help those blend. So it's not like those are a little darker and then my hair's all blonde. So I'm gonna shadow those a teeny bit just to help those blend. Kind of just going around my hairline and then combing everything back. And another reason I'm doing a shadow root too is because I love to get spray tans and wear makeup, obviously. And I don't know if any of you blondes out there can feel me, but you always get like the orange around your hairline when you're super blonde, and it's so annoying. So I feel like doing a shadow root kind of helps disguise that, because if you get like makeup or spray tan in your hairline, it's not as noticeable when you have darker hair around there. So obviously I didn't want to go brunette, but doing a shadow root just kind of helps with that. So now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm just kind of parting away my bang area. And then I'm going to re-wet it a little bit because it's dried. Put the Olaplex on. This is nice because it's also going to give me a little treatment while this is sitting. And I'm going to let this sit about 20 minutes probably. Okay, so I'm going to do my root area around the hairline first. And then I'm just going to shadow in here. The back is going to be the trickiest part. The nice thing about colorants too is that I feel like no matter how long you leave it on, it never like overtones or goes too dark. So that's nice because especially when you're using like their toners on blondes, even if you're doing like 10VS or 10V or something, it never goes too ashy. It always stays, it goes ashy, but like it stays a nice bright blonde instead of going like purple, which is amazing for all my blonde clients. And same thing with the root. I don't feel like it ever goes too dark, which is amazing. Okay. And then I'm just gonna do the back a little bit. And obviously I can't see what I'm doing, so hopefully it looks good. My mom can fix it if not. But I'm just gonna take a few sections, lift up and paint down. Luckily the back can be a little further down too because of the shape that I'm doing where it's further down in the back and higher in the front. You guys, my hair is getting a lot better. Those who have followed me for a while know that I constantly change my hair, so it was kind of damaged. It was actually getting pretty long. It was like to here. And then I had Stu chop my hair in Mexico and we accidentally cut some of my real hair, so now it's a little shorter. But overall, like my bangs and my like top layers growing a lot, so that's really nice. Okay, now what I'm gonna do with my bang area is I'm just gonna gently, oh my gosh, look at that regrowth. It looks darker on camera, but you can really see it when I pull like that. But you can kind of see that line, so I'm just gonna gently smudge in on the surface of that section and then comb down a little bit and then part off, so that way I'm still getting those bright blonde pieces, but it's not gonna look like a chunk because I have a little bit of surface shadowing right there. Okay, so that is all I'm gonna do, and then we'll just tone my hair in the bowl to refresh it a little bit, and then we're gonna add extensions. So I'm gonna let this sit about 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna go put this on my mom. It's just a 5NN from Redken Color Gels, 20 volume. We're just doing her root coverage, and then we're gonna put extensions in her as well. So I will keep you guys updated on how all this goes. All right, guys, I am going to start toning my extensions. I have the Stormy, the Freddy, and then I might add a little Desmond, which is crazy. So it's a little darker, but I thought it would just kind of break it up and give me some dimension. Since I'm doing a shadow root, I feel like it'll blend pretty well. So I'm doing Cozy Wefts and tape-ins. And the Stormy, the root color's a little warm. Kind of sucks, but it's just how it is. And so I'm gonna shadow it with the same formula I did on my hair, which is 7N, 7NA, and that way it's gonna cool it down just a little bit. So I'm gonna show you guys how I do this, and I also on my Instagram have a lot of tutorials I've been doing lately on IGTV of coloring, toning, shadowing, extensions. So if you guys want more tips on that, you can go check out my Instagram because I do a lot of those over there. But basically I'm just getting these wet like I did with my own hair, and I'm just gonna follow wherever the shadow root is already with the 7N, 7NA, and this is just gonna cool it down a little. It's easy to do extensions that are already rooted because obviously I know where I need to shadow at, and I don't go too far. So I did that side, and then I'm gonna flip it and do this side. And extensions are a little more porous, so anytime you are toning or coloring extensions, you just have to remember that they can go a little quicker, so you always wanna watch them. Since this is just a root color, I don't have to be too worried. I'll probably leave it on like 15 to 20, just like my own hair, but if I was doing the ends, then I would definitely watch them a little closer. So I have that on, I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. All right, guys, it's the next day again. So we started doing Bailey's hair the other day, and we took her a little bit lighter. I will include a before and after, and now she's wanting to go a little bit brighter. Obviously, we just did her hair like 4 days ago, so we're not gonna do anything crazy, but I'm gonna add like some brighter money pieces in front, and I'm gonna do the same to my sister. So I just wanted to show you guys my technique for this. So I mixed up Oxy Cure with 20 volume, and I am just gonna be doing some slicing and baby lights just in the front on both of them, and you guys will get to see the difference between what I do on her and what I do on my other sister.
My Freddy's, I think, are on the bottom still, so it's not out.
Yeah, it's not as
Maybe we'll want one on top for me if I actually do want it. I mean, after the purple shampoo,
we'll have to see what your hair does.
I know it's not gonna look like this because that's ugly.
Because that's ugly.
But if it looks like that, that's kind of what I want with them.
Yeah, that's what I want too. Okay. Show the camera what you want, Kira. If only our own hair was that long in the hair.
I would cry.
Okay.
So we'll tell me more processy.
Yes. Okay, so I'm just going on an angle, you guys, and when you're doing money pieces, an angle is like the best thing to do so that it doesn't look stripy. You want it to look like it's blending in with the rest of the hair. So going on an angle is gonna give us that effect so that it's like sun-kissed and it kind of goes from like underneath the hair up top. So that was a slice. And then luckily she parts in the middle, so that makes it easy. So see how I'm kind of going from underneath, so that way it peeks out and it looks a little more natural. Okay, second slice, and when I did her money pieces the other day, I did like 2 slices and then some baby lights. So her ends are already kind of like lifted out. You can see we have some brightness in there, but I mainly did baby lights. So now I'm kind of just going through and doing some slices so it's a little brighter. And she should lift pretty good because she's like a level 8 in some areas, but we are going from dark permanent color to lighter. So She actually lifted a lot better than I thought she would the first time. And the more sessions we do, it'll just lift out even more. And I think her end goal is like a Brondy, kind of like what Kira has. You can show them your hair, Kira.
I didn't do it today.
They'll really look like twins.
Don't judge.
Okay, and then I'm gonna show you guys what I do for this piece. It's a little different. Since I'm getting up towards the top, I don't really want to slice this whole thing because that would look chunky, but I want it to be bolder in the front. So what I'm gonna do is a baby light. And then instead of continuing the baby light, I'm just gonna take this whole end piece. So that way the front is more solid and then it kind of goes back and gives it dimension towards the back of the head. And it's really all about envisioning where everything's gonna lay when the hair's down. So you can see she kind of has a slight money right here. So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna highlight that in a slice. And honestly, the key to a good money slice is not doing so much blonde that it's like overwhelming, because having depth in there is actually what's gonna make your money piece stand out. So for example, I just did a highlight right here. And when the hair lays, see how this piece is darker? The contrast of all of these foils against this is gonna make the money piece stand out. So you have to keep that in mind when adding depth. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing on her, but you can see her bangs are a little more lifted and her hair's a little lighter in general. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a bigger slice on her, and that's gonna get that entire front hairline piece. And another thing when it comes to slicing is you really have to saturate well. I'm gonna do another one back to back. And I'm doing these more straight on since I'm taking larger sections, but then when I get closer up here, I'm gonna start angling. So now that I'm right here, I want this money piece to angle forward. So I'm gonna go on a diagonal and slice that. And then what I'm gonna do is right behind it, I'm gonna take a bigger section and I'm just gonna highlight this. So there's a little depth right here, but then this brightens up a little. All right, so that's how I did hers. We're gonna let both of them process for like 25 minutes and then we're gonna talk.